Alrighty, guys. In the words of my problematic fave, make podcasting equipment more expensive. Quote, Tana Mojo. It is 2025, and I have thus decided that in the year of 2025, the most annoying person you know is becoming a podcaster, and that's me. I have tried to start podcasting last year, so long ago. No, I tried to start podcasting in December, but I kept having issues, and I recorded one that was really good, and then my video didn't line up with the speed that my sound was being recorded on with this microphone. And then I recorded another one last year where that stuff was sorted out, except I was literally just complaining the entire fucking time. Just bitching about everything in my life. Bitching about the cold, bitching about other people, bitching about traffic, and nobody needs to listen to that. So I made the executive decision to scrap all of that and start again in the new year. And guess what, ladies and gents and non-binary folk? Here we are. It is 2025. I'm Kate Ravenscroft. This is the Talking Over podcast, where I talk over people. Today I will be talking over myself because it's the first one. But in the future, we will have guests. Those episodes will be better because I just listen. I respect our queen Broski, Brittany Broski, but I cannot talk to myself because I just inevitably start complaining, is what I found with my last 2 trial runs. So what we're gonna do is this first episode, I'm just gonna kind of introduce myself, and then in the future, I will be talking over someone else. And I promise those episodes will be better. So please stay with me. So yeah, my name's Kate. I'm currently 21, and I'm better than you. I'm just kidding. I'm young, I'm fun, I'm hot. I travel a lot. I really like fashion. I spent way too much money at thrift stores in Wisconsin over winter break because that's where my family currently lives. And my best friend has a shopping addiction, and we enable each other. She is distinctly not supportive of the podcast. Let it be known. Sadie is a fake bitch, and she told me she would never listen to one. So I'm going to talk shit about Sadie all I care to, dare I say. I am currently a junior at Harvard. Yes, I said it before. I'm better than you. No, I'm just kidding. Harvard is not actually all it's cracked up to be. This will probably be a reoccurring topic on the pod. Because I bitch about it constantly. I love my room. Sorry, this is a side note. I'm recording this from my room, as you can see. This is my wall. I love it very much. I have another wall over there. And there might even be a wall over there as well. I love the way it's decorated. I like putting shit on my wall. I like collecting things when I travel. This poster that you're looking at... Oh, I don't want my boob to show. This poster that you're seeing is from Hungary, and this mirror is from Morocco, and this poster is from Italy, and this bra is from my mom's closet. So we really, see the entire world on this podcast. But yeah, I'm studying English. I used to be studying English and economics, and then I dropped economics because I got a 28% on my econ midterm last semester. Please don't tell my dad. And this is my life. I live in Boston. It's freezing fucking cold right now, except I'm not going to complain about the weather because the last time I did a podcast and I complained about the weather, it was boring. So I'm just going to update you all about, my resolutions for 2025, my hopes, my dreams. I kind of want to have a record of them. I haven't written them down anywhere because in past years I've written them down and then they're nowhere to be found. And then I don't even remember what my resolutions were at the beginning of the year. And I have no idea whether or not I've accomplished them. Most of the time I have not accomplished them because that's how New Year's resolutions work. But this year I am feeling particularly inspired to make a change in my life, which is partially why I'm podcasting now. I feel like the past year of my life has been just a year of transition, out with the old, in with the new, forming new habits, reconciling with this new version of my identity. And coming out of winter break and coming out of last semester, I really feel aligned with who I am in my core, more so than I have been since I was a senior in high school. And I'm starting to feel really inspired again about fashion and makeup. I've been feeling really confident lately. and I want to make new friends. I want to talk to strangers. I want to go outside of my comfort zone. And the first like resolution, I guess, this year is I like gave it a fancy tagline, but like it needs to be elucidated a bit. It's like create more than I consume. Right? Like I feel like this past year of my life, well, first of all, I've been traveling a lot. Like I was studying abroad in Italy this time last year. I'm literally going to cry. This time last year I was living in Florence, Italy. And now I'm in Cambridge, Massachusetts. Which if you've never been to Cambridge, Massachusetts, it's a fucking brutal place, especially in January and February. I almost slipped and ate shit like 2 times today, maybe 3 even, dare I say. So yeah, like last year I was traveling a lot, which means I was on my phone a lot, just because I was traveling every weekend when I was studying abroad, and I was just constantly on a train, planes, or automobiles. And you know, after a day living in a country, after I studied abroad in Italy for the semester, I traveled through Morocco over the summer because I was in Morocco for an internship. And after spending a day out and about in a new culture, living in a new language, your brain is fucking exhausted. So you come home and you just have to zombie out on TikTok. And I consumed so much information. This past year, I consumed so much food. I consumed so much wine. I consumed so much TikTok. I did read a lot last spring, which was good. That's like a good kind of consumption. I'm not really including like reading books in this. But this year, I want to fucking create. Like, I want to make a podcast. I want to create something where I'm actually putting something into the world, even if it doesn't necessarily have value to other people. Like the act of, you know, making the time to sit down and like getting a friend and sitting on my bed and having a solid like interview with them is really important. Like I want to do more arts and crafts, for example. Today I just got done doing my first round of lino cut prints, which like, I don't know if you remember, but we did these in middle school. It's basically like you get like a block of, I want to say it's called linoleum. I don't know what the lino stands for. I'm sure it's linoleum. It's like a rubber print block, and then you carve out your print, and then you can put like printing ink on it, and then basically make your own stamp. And I just did my first one today. For Christmas, I bought myself a lino cut print set because I love the way the prints look, and it's a great like soothing, like satisfying activity to like carve out the little block and then print it on something, and then I'll put it on my fucking wall. You know what? Like, I'm gonna put it on my fucking wall. Like, if there's anything that's cute ever, that I make, that I find, that I buy, like, that shit's going on my fucking wall. So I'm gonna put my little prints on my wall, and I'm so excited. I made a little martini olive, and now I have endless martini olives. I have the supplies to make, like, 50 fucking martini olive prints. I made, like, 8 today, some of which are better than others. So maybe in the next podcast, you'll see my print on my wall. So I'm really, really excited about that. Other things I'm creating this year, I've started knitting. My grandma, before I left Wisconsin, taught me how to knit. I want to get into knitting because I like scarves and gloves, and I want to have matching pairs of those things. And it's like, you know, when you're watching a movie and you get bored and go on TikTok instead, or like you're watching a movie and like your hands are whatever, you go on fucking TikTok, you go on Instagram Reels, you check your phone, you start texting people, whatever. I'm tired of experiencing movies that way. That is simply not how movies were meant to be experienced. And I understand, you know, some movies are better than other ones. Like, for example, Sky High. I'm watching that. I'm tapped in the entire time, not going on my phone at all, right? Anora was a movie that I saw in theaters last semester. Like, I'm watching that, eyes glued to the screen, not going on my phone at all. But, you know, other movies, they're not as good. They're not as good as movies such as Sky High and Anora, obviously. And you end up going on your fucking phone! And I am tired of that shit! I'm fucking tired of going on my fucking phone! So instead, I'm gonna knit. Because, you know, my hands need to be busy doing something while I'm watching the thing. Because my attention is, like, awful, and I live in the 21st century, whatever. And that's so much more productive than going on TikTok, because I'm not only learning a skill, and also I'm making something for myself or for someone else that will keep us warm in the winter. Like, I think that's valuable. I think that's a honorable endeavor. So yeah, along with creating more than I consume, I over break watched all of Sex and the City. Like, not even all of Break 2. Like, within 2 weeks, I watched Sex and the City season 1 to season 6 in their entirety, and then all of Just Like That. I watched all of Just Like That in 2 days, and Just Like That, I mean. So a season a day when I got back to Boston, because all I wanted to do was like flop and like lay in my bed, and that's what I watched. And it wasn't good. And Just Like That is, I have some opinions on it that I'm sure nobody wants to hear. It's good in ways, it's bad in ways. I miss Samantha. I have nothing new to add to this conversation. But what I mean to say is I have now seen every single piece of Sex and the City media except for the movies. So I feel as though I'm qualified to talk about it. As a scholar of Sex and the City, there's a key thing that I noticed about the show, which is the girls don't have phones. And this is obvious. Like, it's from the early 2000s. It's from the 90s. Like, the girls don't have phones. Of course they don't have fucking phones, Kate. So what are you bitching about? But particularly, it's not the fact that they don't have phones. It's the way that it manifests in their lives. So, for example, if Carrie is walking around the city for the day, she's not constantly checking her phone to see if Big is texting her or not, right? When she gets home, she can compulsively check her landline to see if he's left a message. Even in the seasons where they have like flip phones or whatever, it's not like they're constantly checking for a text from someone else. There's no episode of Sex in the City where Carrie sits at home with her phone on her bed right there, and it's just like, like, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, there's no episode where Carrie does that. Carrie, what's she doing? She's out and about. She's shopping. She's getting lunch with the girls. She's going on a walk. She's coming up with an outfit. She's cleaning her house. She's writing her column. She's talking to Stanford. You know what I mean? Like, she's on the phone with Mr. Big, or she's having sex. Like, she, does not live her life on her phone. And I am fucking tired of living life on my phone. I live in a beautiful city. I live in Boston, right? I have a beautiful life. I have this beautiful wall. I have a beautiful closet. And I'm surrounded by beautiful people. There is absolutely no reason why I need to be living life on my phone, okay? And today, so long story short, I've basically come up with this scheme where I have tried to do the flip phone thing before. I have a flip phone, and it's expensive to pay month to month. It's like $30 a month, which is, I'm a college student. I can't necessarily afford that right now. I have to pay for parking and medicine and food and whatever. So I've tried to do the flip phone thing before. I've paid $30 a month and I carry it around and da-da-da-da-da. The reality of the matter is that nobody wants to call me on an extra number. And to get rid of an iPhone is not to just get rid of a phone and social media. It also gets rid of music and maps and the camera on it, right? And I like to take pictures of things when I'm out and about, and I like to listen to music, and sometimes I don't know where I'm going, so I need my maps. So I have this new system going where I have 2 phones. I have my old shitty phone that's cracked because I rolled over it in my sleep, I think, a few months ago. And then I have a new phone that my mom very thankfully got me for Christmas. I'm really thankful. It's just like kind of a crappy refurbished iPhone 15, but it's not cracked, and it's what I'm recording this on. It has a way better camera, and I really like it, right? So what I did is, instead of actually putting my SIM card in my new phone, I just left it in my old phone. So now it's like I have a landline, right? Like, if somebody calls me or texts me while I'm out and about, I'll check my landline phone when I get home. And that's also the phone that has Instagram on it and YouTube and all of the movie apps. So actually, now when I leave the house to go to class or go to the city or run the errand, whatever, I just have this phone that I listen to music on. And sometimes if I connect to Wi-Fi, I'll shoot a quick text if there's something urgent, and I can listen to music and I can take pictures on it and I can navigate, right? And I've done this for a few days now, and it's word vomit. It's absolutely fucking amazing. I fucking love it. And I've started looking up more. I never realized before how often I'm looking down, sending a text while I'm walking, scrolling Instagram while I'm walking. I was on the bus today riding to Harvard campus, and I realized on the Harvard Bridge that you drive across to go up into Harvard Square, from where I live in Boston, there are lamps. There are these absolutely beautiful decorative lamps, right? And I knew that there were lights on the bridge. Obviously, I've seen it lit up at night before, but I never looked up and looked at them before. And there are these like ornate, carved, gold, beautiful little lamp topper things. And I just thought to myself, I have lived here for 3 years. This is so scary. This is my fifth, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is my 6th semester of college. And I have never noticed those lamps before. How many times have I walked across that bridge to go to Trader Joe's? How many times have I taken the bus? I take the bus across that bridge to get to school every single day for the entire last semester. And I've always had my phone with me. I'm probably always looking at my phone when we go across that bridge. So I've never fucking noticed them before. How beautiful is that? You know? And I was really thinking about it. Like, it's kind of like a video game, right? Like, you know how you get to the end of a video game and like the map is like undeveloped? Like, when we are on our phones, it's as if the world around us, the map of the world around us is underdeveloped. The resolution is bad. And you can't actually see it clearly. And I don't want to live my life like that anymore. You know, life is short. People die quick. I want to see the pretty fucking lampposts. And I think this is it's complicated because on the one hand, my generation, I also deleted TikTok. No more TikTok. She's done. I was actually really excited. Obviously, I was not really excited for the descent into fascism and our new president. I really hope this isn't used against me in a court of law in the future when we have a fucking dictator. But I was really, really excited about TikTok being banned because I was like, I don't want it anymore. It's ruined my attention span. It's ruined my concept of how entertaining things should be, how quick things should be. It's all, everybody said it. It's not good for your brain. And I'm tired of being one of those people who just sits around and is like, TikTok is so bad for your brain. TikTok is ruining our brains, XYZ. And then I go on it anyways. I'm ready to talk the talk. So I deleted it. My goal for 2025, I haven't touched it. I mean, yeah, I don't think I've touched it in like 2 weeks. And I want to keep it that way. Instagram Reels, fine. Whatever. When I'm home on my fucking landline and I need a little brain break in my bed for a couple hours, like, sure, Instagram Reels. But there's something about TikTok that just, like, sucks you in. And the other thing I wanted to talk about, like, not being on my real phone anymore is that in the modern day and age, we have become so offended by inconveniences. So offended by, just, like, annoyed, upset about minor inconveniences, right? Like today, I took the bus to Harvard Square, like I was saying before, to get coffee with a friend. And it wasn't until that I got there and connected to the Wi-Fi and checked my text messages that the friend had texted me, like, never mind, sorry, like, I got locked out of my dorm. I can't come and get coffee anymore. And I sat and I was like, you know what, that's kind of annoying, right? Like, if I had my normal phone, I would have seen this text, like, when I was walking to the bus stop, maybe. Or when I was on the bus, I couldn't have gotten off earlier and then come back. But I thought to myself, like, you know what, actually? That's fine. I mean, it's not like I had anything going on for the rest of the day. Like, I had to go and get coffee and bring resumes to a couple places because I'm trying to get a job right now. And I really want to be a sexy barista. I really, really want to be a sexy barista. If you are the owner of a cute cafe in Boston and you are listening to this, I want to be a sexy barista so badly. That's the secret that I'm sharing. And I'd kill it. I'd slay. I'd look phenomenal. The drinks would be amazing. Anyways, I almost just slipped into doing a Trump impression. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not. That's where I draw the line with the pod. Like, I will not do a Trump impression on the pod because it's not that good, and simply it's not that funny. I'm fucking tired of walking to a group of men and they're doing a Trump impression. They're like, oh, it's so funny. You're so good at doing that. Like, shut up. Like, no, it's not funny, and you're not good at it. Anyways, sorry. I was saying, I didn't have much going on for the rest of the day, and I was like, you know what? I love this inconvenience. It got me out of the house earlier than I would have otherwise. It got me out of bed. It got me wearing a cute little outfit. I feel good about myself. And I'm just going to get on the bus and go to the coffee shop that I was going to hand my resume to. And that's what I did. And I ended up having a lovely afternoon. We were supposed to get coffee at 11:15, and I got home at 1. So for 2 hours, I went and I got coffee, and I sat, and I was on my laptop, and then I walked around a little bit. I stumbled into this cute bookstore and asked if they were hiring because I need a job. I was like, oh, there's a theater over here. Like, maybe I should go see a movie. There weren't any movies, but it's like, fine. Like, I'm tired of planning things. I want to live more spontaneously. I want to be harder to reach. I don't want to be able to, like, send an email from my phone. And I think that that's just how life should be. And I think that I'm going to live life the way that I think life should be lived. Because it's just too short. It's just too short. And it got me out of the house. It got me walking around. I explored a new neighborhood. Didn't go on my phone. Got to take it all in. And it was just a beautiful day. Came home. Made lunch. Dicked around a little bit. Did like a fashion show for my friend on the phone because I got a bunch of stuff in the mail today. Made lino cut prints. And now I'm recording this podcast. Boom. Here we are. No phone needed. So yeah, that's the other big resolution I have. I want to be on my phone significantly less. I think this 2-phone solution is a good idea. I know I sound like a rich asshole, like, I got 2 phones, one for the club, one for the home. But I'm really personally excited about it. So yeah, I need a job. The biggest reason I need a job is because I need money, and the biggest reason I need money is because I want to travel. As I said before, this time last year I was living in Firenze, in Italia. Parlo italiano, et je parle français aussi, for my European listeners. Unfortunately, I have not really spoken those languages since like 3 months ago, because I spoke French when I was living in Morocco. It's hard to be multilingual as an American, because the idea of me going to like a francophone group with the francophiles of Harvard University and speaking French is just so fucking pretentious. It makes me want to kill myself. The idea of going to an Italian group seems less pretentious, but I just think that's because, there's the specific genre of American. And by the way, I lived in France for 3 years growing up. I went to French middle school. I cried because of the exams in French middle school. I have been like yelled at by a French teacher in college so badly that I cried again. Like, I feel like I have the prereqs to be talking shit. There's the specific kind of French person that really fetishizes, not French, American person, that really fetishizes France and French culture, and they're like, oh my gosh, Paris, it is the city of love. Really, like, Paris is the city of rats. Paris is the city of dirty streets. Paris is the city of tourists. There are many feelings that I feel when I'm in Paris besides love. This is besides the point. But these people who are like, I eat my macaroon and I wear my beret in Paris because I love France. I'm a francophile. Et je parle français aussi. Which, by the way, is like a really bad French accent. I just sounded like a pretentious douchebag. I'm so sorry. There's no way. Certain topics I'll talk about on this podcast, and there's simply no way for me to talk about it without sounding like a fucking asshole. And I recognize that I sound like a fucking asshole. And if you want to listen, you're just going to have to put up with it, frankly. I will call myself out every single time. I'm very self-aware about it. But these people, this genre, these Emily and Paris watchers, is the best way I could possibly describe them. They are so, they flock to these francophone groups, and I don't want to talk to them. I don't want to talk to them. I don't care. I don't care. So, as a result of me not wanting to talk to them, because I think I'm better than them, because I'm an asshole, as aforementioned, I just guess I'll just completely forget learning how to speak French. I just won't learn French anymore. I won't speak French anymore. That's a bit facetious, because it does, I learned it pretty young. It has stayed with me pretty well. I could read a book in French. I could have a conversation in French. I have a DELF B2 for the listeners who are seeking accreditation, proof of accreditation. So yeah, I also ideally want to read more books this semester. I say this every fucking semester. I normally do better in the spring semester. There's something about the spring semester, even when it's icy out in February, like my mental health is just better. I tend to be going to the gym more. Historically, the last 2 years I've been in college, the spring semester is when I read more books. It's when I get more involved with boys. So stay tuned for that. I have something on the back burner right now. But this semester I want to read more books. I read the first chapter of The Bell Jar by Sylvia Plath before I left for break. And I'm hoping to finish that this month. Or I guess it's January 22nd. I think I can. It's a short book. I'll finish it hopefully in January. I need to pick it back up. And then after that, I really want to read Intermezzo by Sally Rooney. I've heard is good, but I don't actually, like, I want to read a book about a girl and a love plot. And my friend Sadie, the bitch who won't listen to the fucking podcast, she told me that it was about two brothers. So, sorry guys. Sorry if you're brothers out there or a man. I didn't mean to offend you. I simply want to read books about girls in the world. That's my genre. I've yet to read Catcher in the Rye. That's a book about a boy in the world. I think it might be better to read in the fall. I tried to read it last semester. I ended up only reading Men Have Called Her Crazy last semester. Wait, did I read something else? Well, okay, outside of school. For school, I read a bunch. I read Frankenstein. Frankenstein is the best book ever. I hate to break it to you. I don't know if you have any other opinions, but did you hear that Frankenstein is the best book ever? Someone told me the other day that Frankenstein is the best book ever. Frankenstein might just be the best book ever. Sorry, that was cheesy. I read Beowulf. I read all of the Jane Austen novels for a class. So I did do quite a bit of reading. I read The Mysterious Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Read that shit high, and your life will be changed forever. Like, that's my biggest recommendation. Take a gummy, read The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. In the summer, I was reading quite a bit as well. So my goal for the semester is, again, to pick back up reading. That's the goal every single semester. I really want to read that Talking to Strangers book. I've been wanting to read that for like years now. I really want to read that book about Didion and Babbitts. I know was very popular in the fall. I'm looking at my stack over here because I have like a stack of books that I have yet to read. Writers and Lovers is one I picked up by Lily King right before the break. I've heard really, really good things, so I'm hoping to read that. In terms of book recommendations, Jane Eyre. I've been trying to read Jane Eyre for fucking 3 years, and I'm a Harvard English major, and I haven't read her yet. So we'll hopefully get to that this semester. These are lofty ambitions, but I will keep you updated. Maybe every week of the podcast we can do a little like what I've been reading update. Book recommendations for those who are listening. Last February I read A Certain Hunger and I fucking loved it. Not trying to make a pun, but I devoured it. If you love women who do problematic things and you like to support women's wrongs, you should read A Certain Hunger. It was genuinely inspiring for me. And, well, okay, I don't want to say it's inspiring for me because the lady in the book does criminal, ethically concerning, not even objectively ethically bad things. But I am currently working through a hatred of men. I'm sure many American women, especially in the year of 2022, on January 22nd, after a very big inauguration just happened, I'm sure many American women can relate to this idea of hating men. I've been seeing these statistics coming out about how the men are just not achieving. They're failing to thrive. They don't have any fucking friends. They don't have any fucking jobs. They don't have any fucking money. They're not ambitious, like, overwhelmingly. And the women are just blowing them out of the water. We have these tight-knit communities with friendships. We've got this culture of being friendly, really friendly to each other in the bathroom at clubs. We are killing it in terms of getting into prestigious universities. We're killing it in the job market. Like, we're seeing a lot of growth for women, and men are just sinking. And I feel bad about them for that, but at the same time, they kind of did it to their fucking selves by being dicks to all of us all of the time. I really don't like men. So this is something that I've been working through for a year now. Coming out of last fall was the beginning of my I fucking hate men phase. And then especially after going to Morocco, in Morocco, like, you're just not treated as a human if you're a woman. The blonder you are, the more you have blue eyes is, like, that sounds like it would be politically incorrect, but it's very true. But even if you just look like me, for example, I was followed by men in the streets in Morocco. I was accosted constantly. They were constantly talking to me. I had a roommate who had blonde hair and blue eyes, and they would take pictures of her on the street and follow her and chase us down. And it was just a bad situation to be in. I don't want to make Morocco seem less safe than it actually is, but when you're already very sensitive to your safety as a woman, especially as a woman who travels by herself, which is, I travel by myself, it was just something I was very acutely aware of. Other than this, I had a beautiful time in Morocco. I recommend people visit there. But the man thing was really, really, really hard for me. And after those experiences, going into this fall, I was just really in a I fucking hate men phase. And the election obviously is not helping it. I feel so much disdain for them. I feel so much sadness and empathy for the women that they have manipulated. I feel so much just abject horror and melancholy for women. But going back to my original point, if you are looking to soothe your soul, if you're looking for an outlet for your hatred of men, because we can't just beat them up on the street, and we can't just yell at them whenever, because then we're crazy or whatever, you should read A Certain Hunger. It's a great outlet. It's a great outlet if you have this utter horror and disgust for men. It makes you feel good. Which is sad to say that they've, destroyed me to the point where I read a book like A Certain Hunger and I feel empowered. So, yeah, I guess that's a problematic take, but if it helps any one of you, then okay, I'm happy. Other book recommendations, Acts of Desperation. I read this one 2 years ago now. I'm going to have to reread it. At the time, it was just so resonant. If you love hopeless romantic, obsession, romance, sex, really intense emotions, femcel books, you will love Acts of Desperation. I cannot believe it's not more popular than it actually is. I enjoyed it even more than My Year of Rest and Relaxation, which is another book I'm hoping to read again or reread this semester. Other book recs, Frankenstein, great. The best books I've read for school have been Frankenstein and Anna Karenina. Anna Karenina, don't read any of the other Russian literature if you have a similar book taste to me. I read Brothers Karamazov, worst book. Worst. I hate it. It's a man book, it's about men who steal and kill and have man problems with their dads and their brothers, and who see women as objects. That's just what it's about. That's just what Dostoevsky writes, from what I've read. I've only read Notes Underground and what is it called? The Underground Man. I can't remember. I think Notes Underground and the Brothers Karamazov, but I fucking hated them both. But guess what? Loved Anna Karenina. There are certain parts of Anna Karenina that you don't really need to, like when Lenin is like thinking about like cutting the grass and how the grass gets cut, and he describes the grass that's getting cut. Whatever. Screw that. But Anna, our goal Anna she's delightful. She's delightful. She's the original female manipulator, and I am obsessed with her. She's an icon. She's a legend. So 10 out of 10 would recommend. Maybe not 10 out of 10. It's a little bit long. Maybe like 9 out of 10. So that's where my literary life is. I think I've been talking about books for quite a while. since watching Sex and the City, my style has been pretty inspired by Carrie Bradshaw. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I obviously everybody wants to be Carrie. I of course want to be Carrie. I'm a writer, so she really speaks to me personally. But I've been particularly inspired to wear makeup again, which is not something Sex and the City is especially known for. The makeup inspiration has come in like a domino effect of things. For context, like, I used to be really, really big into like James Charles full caked face in middle school until the guy that I was just absolutely in love with just made fun of my makeup constantly. Like, he told me I looked like a fucking raccoon one time and da-da-da-da-da. So kind of since then, I've gotten a little bit more simple with my makeup. I don't like spending a lot of time in the morning getting ready because I'm a lazy fuck. I've started being way more into skincare throughout high school. And basically, like, recently I've been feeling really inspired by makeup again, which is so exciting. You know, it's so exciting to feel artistically, creatively inspired by something, and to be able to pursue that thing with relative ease, you know? It's really nice to start something or start again at something that you're already good at. It's like really confidence building. And I bleached my eyebrows in November. I want to bleach them again, but I'm just giving it a little bit of a break because my family absolutely hated them, and I was home for the holidays, so I like dyed them back because I was tired of getting shit from everybody. But I think I'm gonna bleach them again, and I love the idea of like a bleached eyebrow and like a bold metallic eye. My roommate let me borrow her makeup palette for a trip I went on in New York at the beginning, mid-December, and we went out a bunch on the trip, and I love this. I'm so excited, and I'm so excited and inspired just describing a makeup look I've already done. I love this, like, I did like a bright metallic electric blue shimmery eye with the bleached eyebrows and like dark eyeliner, or I did a bright pink sparkle eye, and that's not very me, you know. My wardrobe, as you can see, I'm wearing all black right now. The colors on my wall are basically the colors that I wear. I'm looking at my closet. We've got black, white, red, beige, and like one shirt I see has gray on it. Like, that's what I wear because everything matches and it's convenient, and I have weird things about matching. Like, I need an outfit to match, whatever. So it's been really exciting to just play with color in that way. Over Christmas, again, for my own Christmas present, I bought myself this like Makeup by Mario palette, and it's all metallics, and it was on sale too. It was only like $13, $14, $15, maybe it was $20, I don't remember, but it was like less than $30, which is kind of hard to find a high quality makeup palette like that for less than $30. And they're these like high pigment metallics, like autumnal kind of shades. There's like a teal, there's a gold, there's a green, there's like an orangey kind of shade, and I absolutely love them, and I'm so excited to play around with them because I want to start wearing makeup during the day again. And it's easy enough to just like rub something on your lid, you know, even if you don't wear mascara. That's the stuff that like I'm constantly getting overstimulated by mascara and just have to like rub it off. Okay, I'm back, but I brought my prints. This was my first one. Look how fucking, it's so cute. They're so cute. I'm so excited. I will keep you updated. I'm gonna keep the podcast updated on all of the new prints I make just to keep me honest. But yeah, I'm a happy girl. I realized that we are at about 45 minutes, so I low-key think I'm gonna end it here, folks. In the future, I'm hoping to get to an hour, but I'm afraid I'm out of things to talk about, and I don't want to jinx it. Like, I don't want to start like keep talking and then just talk about nonsense. But I'm very happy and grateful for and about anyone who joined today. And next time we should be chatting with one of my roommates. All my roommates go to Berklee College of Music, so they are literally like the coolest, most artistic, beautiful people I've ever met in my entire life. So I'm excited to share them with you. So yeah, stay tuned for that next time. Follow me on Instagram at kate.ravenscroft, RAVENSCROFT, to stay updated with my life. I'm also very passionate about my Instagram and my feed, and I'm very proud of it. So I would be delighted to share it with those of you who are interested. And yeah, I think that's all I've got. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.